In the heart of the lush, green savanna lay the village of Omukaro, known for its vibrant market and rich traditions. Among its inhabitants was Nkem, a beautiful and ambitious young woman who lived with her widowed mother, Mama Ndidi. Nkem's beauty was admired by all, and she was often the talk of the village. But despite their humble means, Mama Ndidi worked tirelessly, weaving baskets and selling produce to ensure Nkem received the best education. Nkem's intelligence matched her beauty, and it wasn't long before she earned a scholarship to study in the city. The entire village celebrated her achievement. Mama Ndidi's heart swelled with pride as she bid her daughter farewell. "Remember, my child, humility and respect will always light your path," she said as Nkem boarded the bus. But little did Mama Ndidi know, this journey would not only take Nkem far from home but also change her heart in ways she couldn't have imagined. The bustling city overwhelmed Nkem at first. Towering buildings, flashing lights, and the hum of vehicles were a stark contrast to the serene life in Omukaro. Nkem quickly adapted, excelling in her studies and forming friendships with wealthy classmates who introduced her to a life of luxury. Her friends often mocked her humble beginnings, and though Nkem initially defended her roots, she soon found herself longing to fit in. "Why should I be ashamed of wanting more?" she thought. Gradually, Nkem adopted the city's ways, dressing in expensive clothes and speaking with an air of sophistication. By the time Nkem graduated, she had become a different person. Her humility had been replaced by pride, and her connection to Omukaro seemed like a distant memory. Years later, Nkem returned to Omukaro, now a successful businesswoman. She arrived in a sleek car, wearing fine clothes and gold jewelry. The villagers gathered to greet her, marveling at how far she had come. But Nkem's gaze was cold, her words distant. Mama Ndidi rushed to embrace her daughter, tears streaming down her face. "My Nkem, you have made me so proud." Nkem smiled faintly. "Yes, Mama. I've worked hard. But now I'm here to take you to the city. You'll live with me in comfort." The villagers cheered, but Mama Ndidi felt a pang of unease. Still, she trusted her daughter and prepared to leave her beloved village behind. In the city, Mama Ndidi marveled at Nkem's luxurious home. But her joy was short-lived. Nkem began treating her mother as a servant, barking orders and scolding her for minor mistakes. "Mama, you must learn to adapt. This isn't the village," Nkem said sharply. Mama Ndidi's days were filled with endless chores, and her nights were lonely. She longed for the warmth of Omukaro and the simple life she once knew. Yet, she endured, hoping her daughter would soften with time. Nkem's friends often visited, and she introduced Mama Ndidi as just a maid. Mama Ndidi's heart broke each time, but she remained silent, unwilling to confront her daughter. One day, Nkem hosted a grand party. As Mama Ndidi served drinks, one guest remarked, "Your maid looks so much like you." Nkem laughed nervously. "She's just someone from my village." Humiliated, Mama Ndidi retreated to her small room. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "Where did I go wrong?" Mama Ndidi's plight didn't go unnoticed. A kind neighbor, Auntie Igioma, often visited her and offered words of comfort. "Your daughter has forgotten her roots, but the truth will always find its way," she said. One evening, Mama Ndidi decided to write a letter to her late husband, pouring out her pain and seeking solace in the act. She tucked the letter away, not knowing it would later become a catalyst for change. That night, Nkem had a strange dream. She saw her late father, standing in the village square, his face stern. "You have shamed the one who gave you life," he said. "If you do not mend your ways, you will lose all you hold dear." Nkem woke up in a cold sweat. She dismissed the dream as nonsense, but the unease lingered. Over the next few days, her business deals began to falter, and her friends grew distant. Nkem's perfect life was unraveling. One afternoon, Auntie Ijeoma confronted Nkem. "Your mother deserves your respect, not your scorn. She sacrificed everything for you. Do not let pride destroy your soul." Nkem bristled but couldn't ignore the truth in Auntie Ijeoma's words. Later that evening, she stumbled upon Mama Ndidi's letter. Reading her mother's heartfelt words, Nkem was overcome with shame. Nkem knelt before Mama Ndidi, tears streaming down her face. "Mama, I have wronged you. I let pride blind me. Please forgive me." Mama Ndidi's eyes softened. "My child, love and humility are the greatest treasures. Never forget where you come from." Nkem vowed to change. She began treating her mother with the respect she deserved, and their bond slowly healed. Nkem returned to Omukaro with Mama Ndidi, seeking forgiveness from the villagers. She shared her story, warning against the dangers of pride and forgetting one's roots. The village elders forgave her, and Nkem used her wealth to improve Omukaro, building schools and clinics. Mama Ndidi lived her remaining years in peace, her heart full of pride for her daughter's transformation. The tale of Nkem and Mama Ndidi became a cherished folktale in Omukaro, a reminder that humility and gratitude are the keys to true success.